you.
Happy to see you too.
Look at you in your pink.
Yes, I have to show you this.
Tell me.
Really
Show
cool thing. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at my shirt. The only one in the room.
The only one in the room.
I'm your number one fan. I know you have other number one fans, but I'm the only one in the room who's your number one fan.
Right. Well, you literally are right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're alone in that room. And you are representing well. I love it on you. Thank you for wearing it today.
Of course.
I'm so excited we get to talk about your book, which is called 99 Fire Hoops. My lights are in the way. Can you guys see it? 99 Fire Hoops. And yeah, there she has her copy. What a gorgeous book. So mesmerizing and compelling. You do not want to put it down. You don't believe this is a memoir by Allison, but it really reads like a novel. It reads like you made it up. And I know you didn't. This is your real life, but it's that kind of compelling. I'm so excited that it's coming out on September 21st, right? Yes. So, but it's available right now for pre-order. You're going to hear me read it on my nightstand on Friday the 10th, which is actually when you're seeing this video. So of course it's Friday the 10th. But Allison's episode is already out where we interview her about this. So first, Allison, just tell me a little bit about how your pre-launch is going.
Oh, the pre-launch. It's always fun trying to promote your work, put yourself out in the world. I'm a very shy person. This is very difficult for me. Yes.
I'm so surprised. You don't seem like a shy person.
Well, you make me feel very comfortable so I can be free to laugh and all. But it's, I'm awkward too. Very, very awkward. So trying to promote my book, selling my work, it's a bit challenging, but I do my best. So for now, I have some podcast episodes like the one with you, and then a few others with other podcasters. And then I also have some interviews with Jane Rogers, and then a TV interview with a station in Chicago.
Nice. Look at you. Go ahead, girl. Working the interviews. You got to do that. And we'll be posting about the book on drop day. I'll make sure to post on my personal and our The Only One in the Room Instagram as well, so that we can get that, just the book out there, right? In addition to your story.
Yes.
So congratulations on all of that. Yeah, it's so exciting. I decided to read, because you guys, you've already listened to our interview with her rather. We get up to the point in this book where this big event happens. So I decided to read about that big event, which is actually chapters 1 and 2 in the book, where you come home and you find out that you're a starter wife because of a light switch, right? Yes. So can you just tell me a little bit about what I read, those 2 chapters?
Of course. So that moment when I went home to our apartment and I discovered everything was gone, the light switch did not work. And so
horrible feeling.
Yeah, it was dark. And that was the life-changing moment. You know how everyone probably had that life-changing moment where everything changed. And that was the moment where everything changed for me. And I had this shocking realization, I have been abandoned. Right? But I've been abandoned before in my life. When I was little, my mother left us home alone, and I'm 49 years old right now, and I look back on my childhood, I still don't know. Till this day, I don't know where my mother went all those days when I was little, and she would just take off, right? So abandonment wasn't a new thing to me, although that moment when I turned on the light switch in my apartment in Texas, and it didn't turn on the lights and everything remained dark in the apartment, that moment of knowing I've been abandoned again, it was different because I was alone, not only in Texas, I was alone in a foreign land, in a foreign country, and I had no family and no friends and nobody to help me.
And you didn't speak the language.
I did not speak.
Well,
I had a
did.
little bit.
Yeah, you had a little, but English, as for anyone who grew up with English as a first language, you're lucky, because English is a really difficult language to learn. It just doesn't make any sense when you look at other languages and how much easier it is to learn certain things. And so you were here with some kind of TV and English class English.
But school English.
Right. But to converse was hard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And so in that moment, I understood I had to take care of myself now. And I was at the time 23 years old. So 23, it wasn't too old, wasn't too young, but
it's a kid.
Yes.
You're a kid when you're 20. I have a 23-year-old. He's a kid.
Yes. Yeah. I was a kid, right? So I'm like, okay, I had to take care of myself. But how, right? So in that moment, I knew I had to make one right choice at a time. So make one right choice, and then make the next right choice, and then make the next right choice. And I remember the story I heard many, many years ago when I was a kid. And it was about this blind man who summited Mount Everest. He was blind. And after he accomplished that great feat, he was being interviewed, and people asked him how he did it. And he said, oh, I can't see anything, right? And so to me, people would look at Mount Everest and say, that's impossible, that's too high. But for him, he couldn't see the obstacles, right?
Yes.
He didn't know it was impossible. And so he said, all I did was I put one foot in front of the other. I just keep doing this until it was done. Yes. And so that story was what came to my mind when I was in Texas. And I realized, oh my gosh, I had to make all these choices for myself. I had to take care of myself. And it was overwhelming. But then I remember, just take one step at a time, just make one right choice at the time, and then make the next right choice. And then eventually you will get out of this terrible situation because you're moving forward. Right. And so that's what I decided to do, is to make the right choice one after another. And guess what? Right. It worked.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Because where are we talking to you from? Where are you now?
I am at home in Utah.
In Utah. And you're married?
Yes, I'm married.
And you have, not only do you have children, you have one grandchild?
I have one grandbaby.
Wow. So your life did a real 180 after that. You're not married to the man who abandoned you in that apartment. You have another husband who is your forever husband.
Yes.
And like, I'm so in awe of your life and what you did. And in the interview, when I interviewed you for the episode, we spent so much time on how you grew up and how you got to that place with Cameron, who's the name of your husband in the book. And just like in my memoir, I know you changed names in yours as well.
Yes.
Because I just thought it was so important, but it's important because of where you are now. Yeah. If you were still there and living in that kind of drudgery and that confusion, it wouldn't be as remarkable of a story. But where you are now with that perspective is just so awesome. Your book is incredible. Like I said, it's such a fast read too. Like, you're gonna, even if you're not a fast reader, you're gonna just pour through this because
they're quite short, the sections.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said the sections are quite short. Some of them
really short. Yeah, which is nice. It's nice for somebody like in today's world.
Yes.
Who can pay attention for more than a couple pages anyway.
Yes.
But then you read but I didn't read a chapter at a time. I was reading 3 or 4 chapters at a time.
Oh.
And it's just beautiful and beautifully written and so transparent. There's so much humility. There's so much humor. I've got to have humor in a memoir, and you're funny. So I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy the episode. I hope you enjoy my reading of Allison's work. Thank you for letting me read it. And I hope you go out and buy the book on September 21st, or before because it's available for pre-order.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Allison, thank you. Thank you. I discovered that I became a starter wife from a light switch. Not a light bulb, like I had a big idea, a light switch. A light switch in my apartment that I flipped on and off, but the living room remained dark, and that darkness caused a pricking, tingling sensation in my hands and feet. When I left the apartment 2 hours earlier, the lights worked, the heater ran, and Cameron, my husband of 16 months, was doing his homework on our bed. Lately, we kept fighting about investing in this boat his father planned to purchase. I said no, and we've been giving each other the cold shoulder for days. Tired of our never-ending arguments, now I wanted reconciliation. This particular day, around dinner time, I went to seek marriage advice from my classmate, a fellow Taiwanese student. Before leaving, I stood before Cameron and said goodbye. If he heard me, he acted otherwise. So I wrote, "I love you, Cam," on a Post-it note. In the dark, there was no warmth, no gas for the heater, no electricity, no telephone, no food. My heartbeat quickened and thundered in my ears. What happened? Am I in the wrong apartment? Must be. All the units look the same on the outside. I felt my way out of the apartment and double-checked the gold number nailed to the door. 21. My apartment, no mistake. No, 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 no. Where's Cameron? I tucked my hands under my armpits in the November evening chills. My legs trembled as I paced in a circle in small steps. The windows of the other units in the building glowed in golden light. Through my next-door neighbor's blinds, I noticed them sitting around a coffee table, Seinfeld playing on the TV, the waft of their gumbo dinner in the air. It looked warm and inviting where they were. I stood in the cold, dark night.